Hello, and welcome to the Marvelously Morbid podcast. I'm Sylvia.
And I'm Matissa.
And we have a very special guest today. We have Eric Combs.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and his album just debuted in the top 100 on iTunes charts.
Yeah, it did.
So that's pretty exciting. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your album?
Well, it's a hip-hop album, and I'm a rapper from Eastern Kentucky, so like
yeah.
the accent probably throws everybody for a loop.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't really sound that way when you listen to it. And, we just really locally pushed. We pushed independent. I'm actually signed with Nitrosonic right here in Lexington. So,
nice.
Yeah, April Edwards is my producer. She's amazing.
That's
you guys would really
awesome.
like her. She's, but we woke up that day. We locally pushed. We was like, man, I hope I can just sell 100 records.
Yeah.
And then I'm like at my job, and my phone's going off in my pocket, and I'm like, man, my album just come out today. I need to check this out. So I go to the bathroom, and they're like, dude, you're at 104 on the hip hop charts. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So then 5 minutes goes by, we're at 100, and then we're at 92, and then we got up to 88. So I mean, it was insane. I was like, whoa, But
that is awesome.
Yeah, and it's especially coming from an area where hip hop is not predominant down there. I mean,
no. I'm also from around the same area. So,
where are you from?
Breathitt County, same as
you're
Crystal.
from Breathitt County. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You guys went to high school. You told me.
Yeah, we did. Crystal, that we're talking about, is his manager. She's sitting in here with us.
No.
So she may pop in now and then and say something. But yeah, I'm from Breathitt, so same as Crystal. You're from Perry?
Yeah.
And you're
I'm from Floyd County.
Floyd County.
You're from Floyd?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we're all from Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, so this is Eastern Kentucky dominating.
But I mean, I just like the reaction. I was like, man, I don't know how people are going to take this. You know what I'm saying? But they really got behind the movement, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
awesome.
we just had a show a couple of nights ago, and it was actually it's a weird show because it was actually at a wrestling event. Man.
Oh yeah, I saw.
And I mean it. Man, they brought the house down. So I mean,
nice.
it was really cool to see people get behind something different.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a breath of fresh air for them. You know, I mean, how many times, and I'm not dogging on any art form of music. I mean, I can sit and listen to bluegrass, I can sit and listen to country, rock and roll, all of it. Mm-hmm. If you put the time and effort into it to be great at it, I can appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I think after a while, you're like, man, we've heard bluegrass so much, we've heard country so much, and then, this kid comes out with this, and it's different.
Yeah.
And it's a different target audience, different younger crowd, and I think they was ready for it.
I think so too. Yeah, I was telling, I told my mom and my sister, and they were like, "A rapper from Hazard?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, check him out." Yeah, because we were listening as soon as Crystal wrote me. His manager, Crystal, wrote us on Facebook. Actually, reached out. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/marvelously morbid.
Throw that plug in there.
Yeah. And check Eric out on Facebook too.
Yeah.
Do you know your Facebook web address or you could probably just search Eric Combs.
Yeah, Eric Combs Artist Pistol.
Artist Pistol on Facebook. So check him out, and we'll also share his page. I can hear vocal fry coming out, so I'm going to just try to go up and not do that. You'd think that I was from Southern California because I have so much vocal fry. Because I talk like that. No,
Cut it out. We're not judging.
Yeah, you can definitely tell I'm not from California.
Yeah, definitely. In California, because my friend Chris and I went, they think we're from Australia.
Really?
Eastern
Are you
Kentucky.
serious?
Yeah, because
I get
this. There's a similar.
There really is, because I know a lot of.
I don't
If
know
you
what you'd
notice,
call it.
a lot of actors on movies that play Southern roles are British or
Oh,
Australian,
yeah.
because it really is very.
That's where the
it
Southern
is similar.
accent kind of developed from, was a British accent.
Yeah. But I think it has most in common with.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah. There's another voice coming
Look
in.
what you did. So we have 5 people here today total.
Fudged up, guys.
And he's in a squeaky chair, so just write him and tell him you don't like that squeaky chair.
I'm trying to statue it right now.
Just bully him. Bully him on Facebook.
He can't get his hands in the conversation.
I can't. I just want to keep reaching in. I can't do it.
No, you can do it.
I'm
Introduce
just kidding.
yourself.
My name's B-Rock, guys. I'm part co-host of the show Joking Hazard that runs out of Hazard, Kentucky on 106.1 WLZD. It's a low-powered station. But we have a small fan base in town. It's not too bad. But, it's something we love to do. It's something cool that I think a lot of people are like kind of, they're trying to do a program in the school, the high school there to like a broadcasting thing, you know, and it's just something you don't see, kind of like, you know, Eric's music. You don't really see none of that come through. And I think anything that involves any kind of art, you know, or just any kind of anything other than a sport, you know, is what I guess what I'm trying to say. Like you said, everybody's listening to country, everybody's listening to bluegrass or this or that. Everybody's played basketball 1 or 2 times or done this. Like, let's do something creative, you know.
No, we totally agree. That's what, like, we're always talking about, morbid shit. We're like, we're just going to represent Eastern Kentucky, but don't blame us if you don't like us.
The morbid stuff is cool. I think that's kind of awesome. I lived in Lexington for like 8 years, you know. Yeah. And I would love to really, you know, people like you guys. Everybody, I always say jokes. People are like, you know, like, what is up?
Man, I think that's like, I don't know if it's where I just kind of like come on the scene and I'm getting introduced to all this stuff, but like, to me, it's like a new wave of stuff. Like, you guys setting up a podcast, you know, and doing this. I mean, people are braver these days, man, and they just go for it
all over again.
Yeah, man. I mean,
resources too. For the first time, there's no exclusivity in getting into being a star. If you've got the willpower, if you've got the determination, and $120 for a good mic, you're set.
Yeah, exactly. It's a real grassroots, like coming from the bottom. Now we're here.
Absolutely, you get out of it what you put into it.
Right.
Exactly.
It's even the same in the music industry. Like today. You don't even need those big labels to like distribute your stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like my producer and everything. You know, we're an independent label, and I mean, they hooked it up like through a TuneCore account. I mean, and distribute me with iTunes and Google Play and everything. Anybody can do that. So I mean, the resources now, like Chris was talking about, the resources now are just endless. Man.
Yeah.
Like, you can just go and go and go. I mean.
Yeah, and it's amazing what you can do just, you know, on a budget and how you start and just become, you know, big. Hopefully, you know, hopefully that's in the cards for us. You know,
networking, as we've seen, with me and you having to know each other for how many years now, and now you're doing something on Instagram with the makeup and the podcast. We meet you guys. Eric's doing something with music. You're in radio. I'm in radio. It just kind of all came together. It seems like
a lot of crazy talents right now in this room.
Oh well, I'm just saying. You know, hit us up on Facebook,
Instagram, Twitter,
Patreon. Patreon. No, seriously, we're going to include all of the links that you're going to need in the description box. So check everybody out and. It was really funny as you wrote me and said that Eric has a lot of backstory that fits perfectly into our show. So it was kind of the perfect crazy random happenstance that happened.
So like, for everybody listening, before I became a rapper, my brother's a mortician. He's actually the deputy coroner in the county that I'm from. Okay. And so like he comes to me one day and he's like, "Hey man, you want to come work for me?" And I'm like, "Sure, I got nothing going on, you know. What am I going to be doing?" He's like, "Going to be digging graves, man." I was like, well, it wasn't an easy job. But believe it or not, it I feel even weird saying this, but it was a fun job. Like,
I mean, you're out in the beautiful day.
Yeah, and you it's not like you're digging graves around a bunch of weeping people. You go out by yourself and dig it. You know, like you and 2 other guys, and you're sitting there like.
You're not like, "Hey, what's up? You're at a funeral, just gonna dig your
smoking cigarettes,
aunt's grave."
And he actually had an apartment that we lived in, and I stayed with him, and I mean it was right above the like embalming station.
Oh my god!
But the weird thing was, man, is I never felt weird, or I guess it was because I was there all the time and just used to it. Yeah. And I mean, it's the funeral business is in our life, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you're used to it. It's what you've known.
So I'm sitting at work one day, waiting tables at Ponderosa Steakhouse.
Oh, Ponderosa!
Oh yeah, that's a
been there a few times.
And I knew Crystal got up on me. She was like, "They're gonna play your song on the radio, just don't know when." Well, they have this strict policy to keep your cell phones put away. You know.
Oh God, I hate that. So, it's like, go fuck yourself.
But I'm sitting there and like my phone's going off, and I'm not checking it though, you know.
Yeah.
And there's a girl we work with named Courtney Kilburn, Great photographer. I'm going to give her a plug.
Ooh,
yeah. She's a great photographer. She takes a lot of my pictures and puts them on there.
Oh, nice. We'll link her too.
Yeah, if you're in the Eastern Kentucky area, you need some pictures too. Get up with Courtney Kilburn.
All right. Well, my sister takes more pictures than anyone in the entire world, so I'm going to tell her about that.
But
she gets more pictures taken.
They must have been, one of y'all must have told her.
I
think it was you, yeah.
I was, somebody was like, it's about to be played in like the next 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, I was at home, so I go get in the car, and I literally just am sitting there, like in my own driveway, window down, like cranking out, and it comes on, I start firing people up. I'm like, guys, it's on. Somebody get to a radio, turn it up now.
And she looks at me and she goes, hey, you're about to be on the radio, you idiot. And I'm like, oh man, I don't have a radio to listen to it. And I'm telling you, the powers that be, I look up and my brother comes walking through the door to eat there. And I mean, he's in his whole like suit and tie funeral outfit, you know. And I'm like, we need a radio, man. We got to get outside, you know, about to be on the radio. He's like, oh my God, come on, you know. I thought he was going to be in his car.
Yeah.
He was not. He was in the hearse. All right.
Oh, nice.
And like he's in the front seat. My sister-in-law's in the back seat. And the way these things are made is the back is just completely barren. There's just a cot that sits back here. So like I sat on the cot, man, and just listened to my song, and it was crazy.
Did you just lay down? And just
No, I was like, that was the crazy thing. Is like I guess the adrenaline was pumping so much,
yeah.
It didn't even register that I was in a funeral home van, you know. I mean, and then afterwards, it was like, wow, man, first time I ever heard my song on the radio, I was in a place of death.
You know what? You're probably the only person that can say that.
Yeah,
I know.
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, another crazy story. I mean, we fast forward a little bit. Nitrosonic gets up with me, and they're like, "Hey, we got the contracts ready. We're going to send them over. You sign it and scan it and send it back to me."
Scan it?
I don't have a scanner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
who has a scanner?
You know, I can barely work the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. We had to Google how to start a podcast. I mean, no, we didn't. We're professionals. I'm lying. Don't listen to me,
dude. It's funny because like people's like, "You have a Twitter? Do you have an Instagram? All this that." I'm like, man, I don't know how to do none of that. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea how to do none of that. But so like. Yeah. Crystal helps me with most of that, and then
you have a team, a really great team.
Yeah,
Courtney Kilburn, the person I'm talking, she helps me on Instagram. I mean, other than that, I'd just be dead in the water.
Oh, nice! See, it takes a village. Like we didn't know either. Yeah. If it weren't for other YouTube creators, we wouldn't have known how to start this podcast.
So then my producer messaged me. She's like, "I sent those over. You need to sign these and scan them back. We gotta get this done." You know, I'm like, "All right." Gotta find a scanner.
Gotta find a scanner.
So the only business I know where I have any kind of connections is the funeral home.
Well, of course.
You know? And so my brother always says he's gonna have a job forever. They're never gonna run out of business.
No, people are always gonna die.
So I said, "Hey man, I need to get up there and use your scanner." He was like, "Okay, come on." So I go up there, I print off the contract, and I'm signing it and putting my name to it. I'm like, man, what an awesome moment. You know, I'm finally doing it. I'm signing a contract. I'm legit now. You know, everybody can just shut the hell up. I did it. And then it gets to the point where it says date. Man, that made a loud thing.
We did it all the time. Yeah. He was very excited about that.
I was adamant about this date here.
Yeah. Hey, don't judge him for that.
And so it gets to date, and I'm like 4-13-. And then it hits me. I'm like, I'm signing my shit on Friday the 13th, man.
In a funeral.
In a funeral home.
A funeral home.
I wasn't even going to... I had totally forgot that I was in a funeral home until you just said it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so like...
And you're welcome. I mean, you know, we try.
I mean...
Wow.
So when you guys got up with me to come on this podcast, I was like... Well, I think I got some stuff I can talk about, you know.
I think I can talk about a few morbid things, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird and it is strange that, like, I mean, to talk about the funeral business for a minute because, like, people always have this, like, bad image of these undertakers and stuff like that.
Like they're like old, like
like
creepy old men.
Yes. You know, that's like my brother. He's one of the coolest people you ever meet in your life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's done it forever, man. And it's awesome. Yeah. And you know, I always ask him. I'm like, does he's always funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, how do you stay so like upbeat and funny and positive all the time? And he's like, man, the line of work I'm in, you've got to learn to laugh. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'd say that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not just a funeral director. Like I said, he's like deputy coroner. So like.
So he's the...
Like, if somebody gets murdered or something, like, he's got to go there and be like, they're dead. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, so, like, he does all that. And he does a great job.
Nice.
And he's done it ever since he's been, like 18 or 19, man.
Oh, that's...
That's kind of young.
Yeah, that is kind of young to know what you're... Like, my ex-step-grandpa works at the funeral home in Jackson.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say his whole name. I'll tell you all after. He's going to write me and be like, thanks, Sylvia, you freak bitch. But anyway, so that's always a bright spot.
I just envisioned a senior citizen. Thank you, freak bitch.
Yeah. Chicken pegging it.
Yeah. One finger.
No.
Just one finger. That's
typewriter.
That's how I do. I'm really bad at...
They're probably in some kids' ear making them type it for them.
Yeah.
The day that we realized neither of us type with our fingers on the right keys, it was the day we became one.
Yeah, and that was recently.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm embarrassed. And she was like, I don't do either. I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm not alone.
I didn't pay attention in keyboarding class.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention.
I don't even think we had a keyboard class.
Really?
We did in middle school, but it was just like typing games.
I excitedly hit the table that time, so.
Yeah.
But blame Matissa. It was Matissa. It wasn't me. I never do anything wrong. Remember that. But, so what? How did you like grave digging?
Dude.
I'm going way back to grave digging.
It was like, it was mixed feelings because, I mean, sometimes the cool thing was like, another guy who was a grave digger was a friend of mine and my brother, so I got to hang out with him all day. Me and him was actually roommates.
That's what I was going to ask. Are there
cool.
2 people? Like, you didn't have to, that's hard labor.
Yeah, they didn't leave you out
Digging
there
is hard.
alone, like digging.
So, was there usually 2 people?
There was normally 3.
Okay.
The other guy, we didn't really like him that much.
Okay. That's fine.
He'd been there a lot longer than
he's not listening.
Yeah, he'd been there a lot longer, man, and we just, I don't know, we was a lot younger than him, and he was all like staring about stuff, you know.
He was hardened.
Yeah,
by the grave digging industry.
yeah.
I'm reaching for my wine glass.
I thought you were handing it.
Oh, grabby pants over here, Matissa.
but like, I know this sounds nuts, but like, there's different, it's like different soils, I guess. So like,
some are better for death.
They are like some of them, man. Like there was this cemetery called Riverside Cemetery, and I mean, it was like digging sand. So I mean, you can go there and be like, man, we're about to knock this out, no problem.
We're just gonna sit around the rest of the
day. And then like Eastern Kentucky, a lot of people will get buried on some like mountain or something. You go up there and you're like, man, this is all rock. Like,
oh God,
we're gonna have to get a jackhammer up here and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Is that what you'd use?
Yeah.
Jackhammer?
Yeah, sometimes if it was that bad. They had an air compressor, they could press it up. And
I had not even thought about that. That's crazy.
They had a backhoe, and sometimes you would look out and they would like go and get to dig it with a backhoe, and you wouldn't have to, But the thing is, man, is a lot of people are very superstitious about.
Oh yes,
like you're not gonna bring
we hate
a big
I'm
piece
of
they're like you're gonna knock my headstones over or stuff, So it's like, don't bring that on my family cemetery.
Yeah, really. Keep that shit at home.
And then there was this one time that like the craziest thing I think I seen was like these people were moving, okay, and they wanted to take their loved one with them. So there's like, we need you to dig him up.
What?
Yeah, like dig up the casket and all.
Wow.
Really?
Because
I've never heard of
they like moved their whole family cemetery.
What?
So like, I mean, this guy been dead for like 10 years, man. I mean, and so they went and like, we dug it up, and like, I don't know, but back then, I guess they didn't use vaults as much and stuff.
God.
So like, the thing was like, it looked like he put it through like one of them like mushers, like like it was just like 12 inches tall, like, just the weight and everything, just weight on it.
That's why I burned my ass up and throw me out of I don't even care. Cruise ship. I don't care. Plane.
That's dangerous. Anyway.
That's dangerous.
Man,
Oh, my bad. I don't care about danger. I'm going to be dead. Whatever. Wow.
Continue. Sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh, you're
I'm
fine.
I'm on a tangent.
But I mean, for the most part, it was cool. Like, we lived in this little like a duplex apartment, and one, like there was several times, man. Like if you take the hearse out to do anything, when you bring it back, you wash it. Like they're all about like keeping it pristine and clean.
I get it.
Pristine.
Yeah. So like
nobody wants death.
at one point in time, like my buddy was in a hearse, I was in the funeral van, and my brother was in like the corner van. Well, we had left something at my house or something like that. We got confused, and all three of us rolled up at my house. And then the next thing you know, the neighbors are like, they're calling the law and everything because they're like, somebody's dead over there.
Yeah.
Like, there's a pickup van and then there's a hearse, people. Like they don't come pick you up in the hearse. That's for the final ride. You know?
Your final ride.
Yeah, you go out in style.
Right.
Oh,
the corner takes you from your house, right? Isn't that the corner of the van? Yeah,
there's like a van and a cot in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, people just don't show up and be like, you're dead, let's throw them in the hearse.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Unless you're like Elvis.
I don't know if you're fancy, I guess. But...
Why is it always Elvis? Okay.
Why is it Elvis?
Why is it Elvis? I feel like I'm obsessed with Elvis. But anyway.
Elvis was a cool guy.
He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not the only one.
He went out in a bad way.
Yeah.
We should
tell me go.
The king did die on the throne.
I mean,
yeah.
Listen, he planned it. Nobody can convince me otherwise. So let's see. I want to ask you a couple more questions.
All right, yeah.
Speaking of people's favorite artists, who would you say your favorite artist is?
Oh, I mean, there's so many that's like right there for me. But I mean, definitely Eminem.
Oh yes! Oh my God, I love Eminem.
I mean, he's really the one that got me into it because like I hadn't really listened to hip hop much. I was like, and I grew up listening to like Skinner, AC/DC and stuff.
Yeah.
My cousin gave me a rap album when I was like 12, and it was Pastor Troy. And like, man, I just heard that beat drop and everything, and I was like, whoa, what is this? And then he was like, yo, you think that's dope? Listen to this guy. By that time, Eminem was on his third album, so I got to go back and listen to all that shit at one time.
Oh, you got to experience
it all. And it was just like overload, and I was like, I need to be a rapper,
Nice.
But I mean, I'm big on Nas, and I'm big on the Machine Gun Kelly movement right now.
Oh yeah.
Like Yellow Wolf and a lot of them guys. I mean, I would say, that's probably like my top five.
Top five. When I was younger, it was Puff Daddy and Mace.
Dude, I love Mace.
I love Mace. I mean,
dude, I even like when Mace came back.
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah, and some of the welcome backs.
He's back. Yeah.
Living La Vida without the Loca, man. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was big on Mace, man.
Yeah, I love Mace. That one thing. Remember that girl who said she was 19? I'm not going to do the whole song. I'm just saying. Loved him. I was Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, I was on the whole bad boy movement, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wait, who am I? Puff Daddy. Okay. Yeah. That was lame.
But it was, it was always so weird because like I was a kid that was like, dude, listening to like Puff and Biggie and Pac and all them guys, man, and then
Tupac.
And then you go to school and there's these kids don't even know who they are.
They're like, who?
Yeah, Yeah. So, I was real bad then, too, man. I guess I was trying to find my identity. So, I mean, I'd show up at, like, South Pole.
Yeah.
Hoodies on, patches on my jeans, Air Force Ones, like my Sony Walkman on, you know what I'm saying?
Like, who am I?
Yeah, And then, but, I mean, I just always fell in love with just the, the uncensored stuff from hip-hop.
Oh, yeah.
Just the rawness, I'm like, man, them guys had something to say.
Oh, yeah. I love, like, if someone asked me my top 5 music genres, honestly, 90s hip-hop.
Yeah.
Right up there.
I'm real big in 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, I like early 2000s, too. Like, oh, yeah, like Freak-a-Leak. Wait, who sang that?
Petey Pablo.
Yeah.
And then, dude, like DMX.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I saw him in concert.
Oh my God.
We saw. Yeah. I know, and at the time I was like, oh, this man's sexy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw like 16-year-old us. We saw Jay-Z, DMX, Ja Rule.
Oh my goodness. Dude.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
we were like the youngest and scaredest probably people there because we were teenagers in like a bad area of Louisville. I'm going to put that in quotes, a bad area of Louisville, according to some. But yeah, but it was fucking awesome. Like everyone was like,
I would have lost my mind.
I barely remember it, so I'm sure I did lose my mind. There was so much
You've
like,
seen so many people in concert.
well, we went to a lot of concerts when we were younger, when we had lives. But yeah, that's awesome that those people have influenced you to do what you're doing. Like,
Well, it was so cool, man. Because like when I was a kid, it was like, man, if you was like a rapper, you was like an outlaw.
Oh
you know what I'm saying? Like, those guys back then, they wasn't getting on the radio.
Yeah,
you know
I mean that
and
was
they didn't care. Like they wasn't making music for radio.
Yeah, they didn't want to be on the radio.
You know, they was making it for that woman that like lived in the projects that was coming down saying, hey, can you give me $5 for this $3 book of food stamps so I can get some Pall Malls?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's always Pall Malls.
They made it for the have-nots, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I thought that's what was so cool about it was the grit and just talking to the people that like everybody else kind of forgot about.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know.
That's a great point. I mean, I think it's awesome.
To me, those guys were like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like they was taking something that was so cool, but giving it to everyone. Yeah, giving it back to this culture that wasn't like didn't get everything everybody else did.
Making it accessible.
Yeah,
making it accessible. Yeah, and I think it should be. I mean, that's the great thing about the time that we're coming. Please ignore the barking that you're hearing because I have two mongrels. I'm going to throw them in the trash after this episode.
They're cute though.
Well, thank you.
They're cute though.
They are pretty cute. They're still going in the trash. But yeah, so check out Eric on iTunes. I'm gonna link his. You can link albums, right? Am I
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm old, people. God, I'm old. Leave me alone. But I'm gonna link his album. And I think he wants to do a little freestyle for us.
I mean, it's not technically freestyle, but I mean, I can do some acapella rap stuff like that.
Right. Do you need a... I'm just
no,
kidding.
I mean,
I would never.
I'm just kidding. We'll do a quick verse here, man, and we'll see how it goes.
That'd be amazing.
All right. You ready?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm born ready.
All right. I step into this bitch dressed homeless, drinking with the owners, cause I signed $1 million bonus. First record now and I'm on it. Pop the Patron and pass the Corona. Used to be broke, money that you never spend. Now everybody calling champ Mr. President. In my residence, acting like I'm heaven sent. Till the day I die, you gon' know that I'ma represent. I don't understand why, banging with the band I. Ever thought that I could ever try to make a grand eye? Chilling in the sand I. Never thought I'd land by G5 airstrip like we own the grand prize.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that was so good. I love it. Check him out, everyone. Eric Combs, Pistol. And you know what? We'll try to do better next time.
We will.
What do you think? Maybe.
Maybe.
No. Fuck it.
Bye.